Let's take it back from the top. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Friday afternoon. Another edition of KnicksFanTV Live presented by Manscaped. CP the franchise here on the Solo Dolo Friday afternoon show. And hey, let's talk about it, man. Jalen Brunson, Taylor Rooks interview. We're going to get into it, man. I'm going to give you my key takeaways from this one, plus a little bit of Knicks news, dibbling and dabbling as this week comes to an end. So let's have some fun with it. Fan Fridays, you guys know what it is, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button for you, boy. And let's talk about it, man. Fan Fridays, man. Let's get to it. Like, share, subscribe, man. So to everybody in the chat, let me just get myself organized, get myself a little situated here, and get into the show. All right, man. How's everybody doing? Beautiful day here in New York. Hot summer day. Feels like summer, the real summer, New York summer is starting to come through. You know, as of late, we've had milder evenings, milder days, but now that New York humidity, the swamp is out. And I think it may be here to stay. Salute to my franchise channel members in the building. TM, what up? JJ, Daniel, Bosa, Joe, Flizzy, Flex in the building. I saw you over there on the NBA report. Shout out to you. You were there yesterday for post-game live. Bees Noriega in here. Lee Blocks, I'm checking in from the UK. Let's go, Lee. Kareem Alston, Rosales, my franchise channel members are in here heavy. Let's go. Will Latimer never misses a show. Shout out to Will, man. Wildflower, Whaleflower. I need my glasses. It says, greeting from Romania. Salute. HB Carlos checking in from Portugal. So my friends from across the pond are also in the building. Salute to you guys. Happy Friday. Let me make sure the gauges and everything are good to go. The levels is good. Rest in peace, Big Pun. A little late today, man. I got to admit, I had a little situation, a little 5-alarm blaze going on yesterday. Still trying to clean up from that mess into today. You know, sometimes life be life, and I had one of those incidents yesterday, and I'm going to share it with you guys in due time in the coming days because it can happen to anybody, and it's very important for me to share. Nothing physical or anything like that, but, you know, all healthy, all good, but I definitely had faced a little bit of adversity yesterday, and like I said, it was a 5-alarm blaze, and I'm going to inform you guys on what that was so that you guys, so that it doesn't happen to you guys, or hopefully it doesn't. But, you know, shout out to my family, shout out to the Knicks chick, because when you go through things, you go through a little adversity, you know, your support system is very important. So shout out to them for rallying and helping me get back to square one so I could be the great CP the franchise, man. Right? All right, so we'll get to that. But we want to get to the Jalen Brunson interview, man. Jalen Brunson sat down with Taylor Rooks on Bleacher Report. Hour-long interview, man. Good job by her. I thought it was a very good interview. And as usual, when these interviews drop, we like to do our reaction shows. We'll play some sound bites. We'll react to it all and talk about it as a family as we usually do. So they covered it all. They covered a lot of different topics, from his intro to New York, to the Dallas extension, to Thibs, a lot of stuff, man. So they really got into it. And let's start off with the topic of, you know, the whole overpaid narrative. When Brunson came here and put on a show, before he put on the show, the question was, is the money worth it? Is this guy really worth it here in New York? And here was Brunson's response to Taylor's question here. This is courtesy of Bleacher Report. Let's hear it. Here we go.
When the news first broke, the conversation was, he's overpaid. Why did you all do this? There was other people available. And now it has become, is Jalen Brunson the best free agent signing in Knicks history? What have those two opposites sort of shown you about how we determine value in this league?
I mean, it's all about opportunity. It's all about confidence. It's all about the situation. So it's a mixture of everything. Confidence goes a long way. The situation you're in, the teammates you're around, all that stuff. And so my situation obviously has turned out for the better as of now. And so I kind of contribute that to not just like how I've played, but the people that I've been around with, the organization, the coaches, everyone's it's been a group effort. It hasn't just been me. And so without their help, I don't think that none of this is possible.
Typical Brunson answer. And it's a life bar, right? It's about opportunities, about preparation, and it's about confidence. It's about proper preparation, it's about confidence, it's about opportunity, and he's right. I think coming to New York, it was a perfect storm for him. He had the coach that he wanted to play for, the coach that he grew up under, coming up through this organization when his dad was here as a player, his dad working alongside Thibs as an assistant coach in Minnesota and Chicago as well, then coming here to New York. So the familiarity was there. The system has been tailor-made for him. He had the opportunity to come here and shine, and he's done just that. And over the past 2 years, the Knicks have done a great job of surrounding him with a supporting cast that can accentuate his strengths and really complement each other. So it's been a great job as an organization, really allowing Brunson to be great. Because, listen, man, nobody saw this coming. Nobody saw. I don't even think the Knicks saw this coming, right? So the whole overpaid narrative. Look, number one, I never saw the money as being an issue. I talked about that. I remember in Summer League, I did an interview and I talked about like the salary thing isn't an issue. It's just how good he can be. I thought coming into it, hey, when the rumors were going around that they were interested in him, I said, hey, listen, we need a point guard. The Kemba experiment flopped. He's going to be able to help us. He's going to be able to stabilize us. I looked at him as a stabilizer, but not as this guy that's going to be on a rocket. I don't think anybody saw that. So he took us all on by surprise. But like he said, confidence and the opportunity, those are some of the key ingredients. And as he said, it's been a team effort. But certainly when he started to put on a show in that 2022 playoffs, especially against Donovan Mitchell in Utah, when Luka Doncic had missed some time, and there were a couple of games where he started and he was the guy, that's when I was like, oh, okay. You know, he's going to be he could be a little bit more here because he's out here getting buckets under the bright lights of the playoffs and the pressure of the playoffs. That's when I started to get a little bit more impressed. And then it's just my impressions of him had just increased from there. James Swan in the chat, true leader. Yeah, no question about it, man. No question about it. Shout out to Do Things in the chat. All right, so that was Brunson on, the whole overpaid narrative. Now, they also got into the biggest difference. I like this one here. The biggest difference in being a supporting castmate, as he was in Dallas, to being the guy here in New York. And once again, this is courtesy of Bleacher Report, Taylor Rooks, Jalen Brunson interview. Let's listen to it.
You now know what it's like to be a six man, and you know what it is like to be the leading man and the number one option on a team. What do you have to tap into now that you never had to tap into at any other point in your career?
A lot of the things now are mental more than anything. So it's all about your mental approach. The NBA season is a long season. It's it can be grueling. You could wake up in the morning and just not feel great at all. But then once your game time comes, like you're just mentally ready to go. So it's all about how like my mental approach has changed because there's so many more games and there's so many more just opportunities to go out there and compete. I feel like you're in high school and college, like you play every 2, 3, maybe 4 days. And so you have these long breaks in between games where you can sit on a good win, a bad win, or a bad loss, or it's in your mind for a while. I think you have every single night, every other night to go out there and compete. So it's a new matchup, it's a new game, it's a way to kind of redeem yourself, it's a way to build on what you're doing. So it's all about how you mentally prepare to go out there and compete every single day. I think that's been like the biggest change.
Great question. Great answer by JB. Great question, great answer. The mental approach. And it's to me the biggest differentiator between just being a guy in the league to being an all-star, to being a superstar and hitting that God mode. I talked about this with Kenyon Martin after our Game 2 post-game show in the NBA Report. Head over to the NBA Report and tap in. We'll be live again tonight after Game 4. Hope to see if the Mavs survive or if the Celtics bring the brooms out. But it's that mental approach that he talks about. You know, yes, obviously, yeah, you still got to lock in as a role player and play your role. But when you're here, especially in New York, and you got to be the guy night in and night out, the guy that on most nights has to carry the team, then you've got to be dialed in mentally, and that has to be one of the most important factors. And I forgot who had put that out there last year, the year before that, the fact that Brunson sees a sports psychologist. And some of these guys in the sports do. You saw Julius had locked in with one of the team doctors or one of the therapists there before he was let go by the team. So just helping you channel your energy in the right direction, block out all the noise, block out the jeers and the cheers, and just lock in. Because remember, on the NBA stage, you're going 100 miles an hour. It's a physical test. It's a mental test. The speed of the game, you definitely have to dial in. So I thought that was a good answer by JB. What do you guys think about that? Now, the next one is he talked about getting the credit that he deserves for his game. And this was an interesting exchange here. I'm going to play it, and let me know what you guys think. Let me make sure I got it on the right cue. This was Brunson on getting the credit that he deserves because, the debate about Brunson is he a star? Is he not a star? So here's the exchange here.
So I was talking to different people about how I was doing this interview, and something that kept popping up, which has always popped up in your career, is people saying, well, he's not the most athletic, but he's super smart, and he has great footwork. And while, I think that the compliment aspect of that is true, I'm curious if this assessment of your game feels like it doesn't give you enough credit.
Yeah. But that goes back to what we were saying before. It's always about being overlooked. It happens. There's always, when I got, when we did the introduction with the Knicks, I kind of said something, hey, everyone thinks I'm good, but there's always that, hey, there's something, it's not it's not like a backhanded compliment, but it's yeah, he's got it, but he's not this or he's not that. It's always been that way. And so, it is what it is at this point.
But I wonder if it's actually more so a challenge to the consumers to expand our definition of what a star looks like. Because if they do believe you to be somebody who isn't, otherworldly athletic or is undersized, whatever the case may be, but you're still performing and excelling in these ways, then why are those traits as necessary as we deem them to be?
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. It's the narrative of a star.
Yeah, I thought he hit the nail on the head. It's just how it is. It is the narrative of the star. It's how the game is marketed. It's the high flyers. It's the athletes. It's Jordan. It's LeBron. Posterizing. It's Steph Curry lighting up from downtown. Uncanny ability to shoot the three from anywhere on unlimited range. That's just how it is. So no, Brunson is not going to be seen necessarily yet as, this superstar player because he's more of a below the rim player. But I don't necessarily see the take that, he's got unbelievable footwork and a high IQ as a bad thing. I think that's an excellent thing. Especially if you watch the game like most of us watch the game. You can appreciate that. But no, it's not going to be sexy. It's not going to be flashy because that's not his game. But if you enjoy the game, then you can really appreciate it. Because I think his footwork and his IQ are elite. That's just why he's playing at the level that he's playing at. On top of the fact that he scored at all three levels, is a clutch player, is locked in, never sped up, never flustered. All of those traits contribute to his star power. It just may not be the most appealing to some of the more casuals, and I hate that word casual, but if you want to say it that way, the people who, the game is marketed towards. This was the same conversation that we had about Jokic last year, wasn't it? The same conversation about Jokic. It's not sexy, but it's effective, and it's winning basketball. So that's just what it is. But I also think that as the brand of Brunson continues to evolve, remember we talked about this. I said it last offseason. The brand of Brunson has to catch up to his game, and then the two things combined will create a star. And it's doing it right now. He's got Roommates podcast. He's on Taylor Rooks podcast. He's doing the commercials. March Madness, AT&T commercials. He's doing this commercial, that commercial. He's all over the place now. Team USA in the World Cup last year. That's the convergence that you need for the star power. On top of him just being a filthy basketball player. So he's getting it. It's coming together now. And the people who really enjoy the game are going to really enjoy his game. So it's all coming together well for him. Great job. What do you guys think about that? TM in the chat says his PR team is working overtime. Curtis West, salute. Mind your business in the chat says IQ and footwork don't go away. Not at all. Not at all. But I think that it's all important. Because how many times do we see a guy in the league who is the most athletic? Yeah, he can posterize, he can do this, he can do that. But he can't think his way out of 2+3. And he never comes together. And that's when those guys have limited roles in the league. It's a differentiating factor, man. Definitely a differentiating factor. So I like that exchange on the getting credit part. Now, they touched on, salute to everybody in the chat, once again, CP the franchise here, reacting to the Brunson Taylor Rooks interview. Happy Friday to everybody out there. Now, the whole 1A debate, that was a good exchange. Again, let's listen to it and get JB's reaction to it. Here he is on the 1A debate.
I want to just ask you something directly that I know social media was in an uproar about with the 1A comments, which we don't need to dive into. I just want to ask you if you believe that you can be the best player on a championship team.
I believe that I can help a team win. Do I have to be the best player? No. If that's my role, I mean, of course I'm going to do it the best of my abilities. Mm-hmm. But I'm not dying to be the best player. I'm not dying for that recognition, to be a person who needs all that attention for just himself. I'm a person who will gladly contribute to winning. I'm a person who will gladly put the team on my back if I have to. Like I don't need that title. I want the title champion. That's all that matters to me. And so whatever is being said about that, can he be the best player or not, or whatever. Can I help my team win? And I haven't done that yet, but I want to, and that's all I care about.
Great answer. Great answer. Authentic answer, as we've seen from JB. Excellent answer. And, you know, this was a hot topic all year as we try to put these things in the microwave and create narratives around these players. And he's right. I think he can be, certainly, he's shown it. He can be a player that you can win a championship with. Rarely makes mistakes. Clutch, and an assassin offensively. He's shown it 2 years in a row. And he claims that he hasn't done that yet in terms of helping this team win. But if you look at him and the cast of characters that he's been dragging into the playoffs, I think he's done more than enough. It's time for another guy, number 30, to come along for the ride. We got one. Who's coming with them? Number 30. Let's see what happens. And I also think that, you know, the narrative, can he be the guy to win the championship for a team? I think that's long gone. The Jordan days are gone, even though Jordan had Pippen. The LeBron days are gone, even though ultimately when LeBron won, he won with the big three of Wade and Bosh. It's not a one-man sport. It's not a one-man team. That narrative is long gone. You need more. And as we're seeing here, with these new CBA rules, you're moving away from that big three, and now you need a big two and a great supporting cast. Big two, great supporting cast. Look at the Celtics right now. Look at the Celtics right now. They've got their big two, and they've got an incredible supporting cast. And me and Team Running Back have been going, you know, having a little exchange here because I feel like the Knicks need a little bit more to compete with Boston That's another story for another day. But who's coming along for the ride with Brunson? Who's coming along for the ride? But certainly, man, we've got our guy. Can't take it for granted. And he's been relatively durable. Relatively durable. Yeah, he broke his hand in the Pacers series. I didn't know if he was going to get out of game 4 of that Philly series. I keep talking about it. How when he went to that locker room, you stop breathing for a second. Like, oh, what's going on? Is this guy coming back? He's getting ice packs every time out. But he's gritty, man. And he made his way through. He made his way through, man. KFTV says Celtics winning the championship tonight. Okay, let's see. Let's see, man. Omega in the chat, salute to you. TM says, "Ooh, the second guy on the team is not on. The second guy is not on the team yet. Our chief moderating officer throwing some blood in the water. King Deej, what do you think? Do we have the guy or not, or does Leon need to get to work?" To everybody in the chat, man. Just having constructive conversations here. Okay, so that was him on the 1A topic. I thought he answered that as well as you could. Now on to the Thibs discussion. All right, everybody wants to know about Thibs. Is he killing his players? Is he a drill sergeant? Here was Brunson on the Thibs topic. Let's hear it. Taylor Rooks, Bleacher Report interview. Let's react to it. Here we go.
That narrative, once a narrative hits you, it's kind of hard to shake it unless you do something drastic. And so I feel like if we win, that narrative could wipe from Thibs. Like it's just, it is how it is. But one thing I've learned from him, you will be prepared for a game, right? He will bring out the dog in you. He's going to make you play a certain style, and you're going to buy into it. You're not going to buy into it because it's what for the team. You're going to like it because it's going to make you a better competitor. It's going to make you want to be the best player you can be. And he's just, for a person who works as hard as he is, it's hard not to sit there and be like, oh, Thibs, you're nah, I don't think that's right. No, this man has been in the gym since 6 a.m. this morning. And when I come back for night shooting before a game, which is around 7 or 8, he's still in the gym. So he's there all day. And he has a beautiful house, which I would, if I was him, I would, before practice is over, I'm in the car going home. So if I was him, I would live there. But this man is just dedicated to what he wants to do, and it's win. He is a competitor. He loves to compete. Even as a coach, it's amazing to see. And so to have the relationship I have with him, that my dad has with him, and the players on our team have with him, there's times where yo, Thibs, you got to relax. But he's always going to be on. He's always going to be pushing you, and you're going to enjoy it because it's going to help you win. His favorite line is, winning is more fun than fun is fun. And while we all joke at him and laugh at him, winning is fun.
Yeah.
So, and then winning helps us keep our jobs.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Brunson on Thibs. Seems to, this is the same narrative that Julius has spoken on. Josh Hart. Now, some of you Thibs naysayers say, well, they're just doing PR for the coach. What else are they supposed to say? I mean, I think you can see it on the court in terms of their preparation. How many games as of late have we seen, over these past couple of years, have we seen these Knicks just let go of the rope and just go on a several game skid? Yeah, they'll usually go through their lulls, as every NBA team does. But 9 times out of 10, they bounce back. And that's led by Thibs, that's led by Brunson, and these guys executing. What you see from these guys is they continue to buy into the culture. They've helped them establish the identity. And they're locked in. DiVincenzo said the same thing. Hart, OG, all these guys say the same thing about Thibs. And at the end of the day, it's not what we think. It's not what the players on the poll think. It's what Jalen Brunson thinks. Because at the end of the day, he's the guy. He's our guy. He's the one that wanted to come here and play for Thibs. He's bought in. And that's all that matters. When the star player and the coach have synergy, that's it. And Thibs is about to get that bag. So this is going to be your two-headed monster for the foreseeable future. So that was one of his comments on Thibs. Now, the other one, and Thibs was on the Roommates podcast as well. We'll do our Roommates podcast reaction on Monday. Here was more Brunson on Thibs, 2105. Here we go.
And I think, it works for you both because you are like-minded. Mm-hmm. Whereas I think for, the players that are voting on the poll, the knock on him is, okay, he's going to play you the entire game.
Yeah.
You're going to have a heavy workload. Was there a period of you having to adjust to that?
No, because it's kind of what I wanted. I wanted a situation to obviously lead a team, and he's helping me do that. And and we've gotten to the point where if there's times where I'm like, yo, Tiz, we need to talk about something, how I feel about myself and how I'm playing, we'll talk. He's not a person who's just gonna be like, hey, nah, this is what we're doing. He's going to listen. He's going to talk to everyone about how they're feeling. Our practices are intense mentally versus physically. They're intense mental practices to make sure we're prepared mentally more than anything. During the season,
what do you mean by that?
Beginning of the season, training camp, obviously early in the season you have tough practices, and later in the season you physically aren't doing as much, competing wise. You're shooting, you're walking through and stuff like that, but we're not doing as much grinding out in practice.
Yeah.
Mentally, we're talking about plays and walking through plays and kind of visualizing things that are going to happen in the game without going full speed and contact and stuff like that. So the mental aspect for him is huge, and it helps us because physically, we're not going to do as much in practice, but mentally we're doing enough to know that this is what we need to get better at. This is what we need to do for tomorrow's game or whatever. So that's just his mind and his mindset are definitely unique. But it's been working.
All right, so again, this was similar to what Josh Hart talked about, right? As you go through the season, you're not even practicing like that physically. It's more walkthroughs. It's more mental. So Thibs talked about this as well. Over the course of the season, there are ways to manage minutes, manage workload. For the people who say he's running his players into the ground. Hey, this is just coming from the horse's mouth. This is not me. And what Brunson said, hey, I want to be pushed. I want to be great. I want a coach who's going to prepare. This ain't Darvin Ham. No disrespect. No disrespect to Darvin. This ain't Darvin Ham. Right? I want to be pushed. Let's go. Pedal to the metal. Josh Hart, pedal to the metal. I want to play. I want to be pushed. Let's go with it. And we got a coach that has us prepared, locked in mentally. We're going through scenarios, plan Bs. And I think we should be giving Thibs that credit when you look at this decimated Knicks team and how they pushed through the playoffs. Unfortunately, lost that game 7 to the Pacers. But I think it was a combination of, yes, the players all rising to the occasion, but Thibs keeping them locked in and prepared. Team effort. So that was Brunson on Thibs. What do you guys think about that? Will Rose, Brunson, top 10 hardest player. Peace to Scully Man TV. How you feeling? Mr. Duns in the chat. Anthony Parasol. Salute. Rare edition. Salute, man. Yeah, man. Tap into that interview. Okay, couple more that I liked here on this one. And you can catch the whole thing on Bleacher Report. It's a full 1-hour interview, so I'm not even going to I didn't even get into a quarter of it. But just a couple of key takeaways here. So to everybody on the lunchtime grind, if you guys are out there on your lunch break, not working, or working and not working, put a hashtag grind in the chat, man. It's Friday. Tell boss man, take it easy, man. We gotta tap in. It's Knicks talk on the on season. All right, here was Brunson on the Pacers series. Here we go.
At one point, you were talking about what you were thinking about in the offseason after the Miami loss last year. You were talking about a turnover that was not leaving your mind.
Right.
This offseason, what's the thing that's not leaving your mind?
Obviously, without talking about this, I would say the one thing that pops in my head is Andrew Nembhard hitting that 3 in Game 3.
Yeah.
Props to him. I'm not mad at him, but just damn. I actually played somewhat good defense right there. And he makes the ball from 30 feet or 35 feet, whatever it is. And that's one thing that pops in my head. And obviously just like the Pacers in general, like the team you lose to is something that you're going to think about. Like,
Yeah, so that was it. That's what everybody was thinking about, man. Game 3. What if the Knicks get that and go up 3-0? What if? And it was the perfect combination. No OG. You had Ragu playing out of his socks with an incredible 30-plus point game, just scorching the Nets. Knicks had a 9-point lead in this game. And it all came crashing down, man. In the fourth quarter, they had a big lead. And it all came crashing down. And like he said, that the what if of this series, yes, it's going to be what if we were healthy, but it's what if Nebhart doesn't make that 3? What if the Knicks win game 3? This is where Brunson says, hey, even if we were injured, we had a chance to win this series. And it was game 3 was the turning point. Game 3 was a turning point because, number one, with Ragu cooking like that, you had to take advantage of that. It's not guaranteed to happen in the next game. Pacers are going to adjust, and look, sometimes it's just your night when you're on fire like that. You can't guarantee that with a role player like that, and he didn't come close to repeating that in the rest of the series. So, just like Brunson said, man, after that Heat series, it was the what if he doesn't make that turnover? What if he gets it to Julius driving down the lane? What if he passes it out to Josh Hart and he miraculously knocks down a 3 and Knicks forces to game 7? This one, it is game 3. Game 3 in Indiana, man. The Andrew Nebhart game. That one hurt, man. We were in 40-40. Me, JD was in there. Starberry was in there. Standing on the couches, we was going crazy. Had it packed in there. We had shout out to Charlie Correa. We had the Knicks flags was going in there, bottles popping. I mean, it was a classic night at NYC, man. We had Eric L. Beats on the 1s and 2s. They played the New York anthem. We was going crazy in there. My guy Burks was going crazy in there. Burks Hive came alive that night. And I took the bullets for Burks. But that night, that was my resurrection. But enough about me, man. But yeah, game 3, that was it, man. Tough one. Logo shot. Vega, logo shot, man. Shout out to Lansky in the building. Shout out to Lansky, man. Yeah, that game was ours, man. It was a tough one. Shout out to Eric L. Beats in here. Salute to everybody on the grind. J Rose 712, I see you. Muhammad Mustafa, what's good, man? Muhammad, we got your franchise channel member giveaway on the way to you, so look out for that. TM in the building, multitasking. King Deej on the Grizzly. JV Bronx, DPL, how you feeling? Strive, he's working from home. Shout out to you, man. So he's not working. Shout out to Mac 330. KFTV Jalen says grind, but we working. Yeah, we working here, man. Let's go. Flood Zone 305, salute. Yafi checking in from Flatbush, salute. Emmanuel Cedeno, hashtag grind, man. Emmanuel, how you feeling, man? TCP was talking wild on postgame then. If Burks would have saved the Knicks, boy, oh boy, it would have been over with, man. It would have been over with. Ladies and gentlemen at home, as I mentioned, the NBA Finals, man. Tap in with us on the NBA Report tonight. After the game, man, CP the franchise, Kmart, Kenyon Martin, man, we are back at it for Game 4 highlights, analysis, caller reactions. And, hey, if you guys want to call in and talk to Kmart, call in, man. We are the only post-game show where the fans can actually call in and you're not hearing all the hosts just yapping and yapping all day. So make sure you guys tap in with us, follow us on the NBA Report, subscribe to the channel because we are just now, this is just the beginning of the build-out. We are in the mix heavy, man. We got Kmart on deck, and there's a lot more on the way. So make sure that you guys are following us over there and supporting the wave. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Tom from Huntington, I see you. I see you in there. Dev says, CP, you needed to add Burks to that New York versus the World playoff merch. It was a tricky situation at that time. You know, I didn't feel like it was warranted. He had played his way out of the rotation. Him and Boyan wasn't playing well. They were kind of the outsiders at that point. Precious was the cutoff man. Precious made the cut, and that was it. I said, I'm Burks high, but he didn't really earn that. I didn't know if that would have impacted our sales because some of you guys were out on Burks. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking out for the fans. I put the fans first. There you go. But yeah, man, we do have more of the playoff merch on sale on shop.KnicksFanTV.com. So make sure you guys go there and get that. And we are working on the all-white KFTV snaps as well. We're working on the all-white New Era joints as well. Those should be in stock by next week. So make sure you guys look out for that. The summer snap, absolutely. So that was JB on the Pacers series. Now we also touched on, they went in on the Mavs extension. And this was a fairly long segment, but and in the end, I just want to get his final takeaway on this one. And I think we can listen and react to it. Here we go. Taylor Rooks, Bleacher Report, Jalen Brunson interview. Here's Brunson on not signing the extension with the Mavs.
Seriously. I feel like at the end of my time in Dallas, like in the playoffs, I was starting to get there. Mm-hmm. But like you said, there was never like assurance from them. There was never assurance like from me. Like you don't know. You're playing a game. You don't know. I feel like I've definitely established myself more now in the past 2 years than I did my first 4 years.
For sure.
But it's not a knock on anybody. Like you have to make decisions. You have to make decisions in a timely manner. It's just how it goes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you strike gold. Sometimes you're digging for nothing. Like it's you can't hold them accountable. You can't say, hey, like you guys messed up. Like you can say it now in like hindsight, but
no one knew then.
Like no one knew, and then it's not on them. Like I have the utmost respect for that organization. Like I talked to Mark. I talked to all of them. Like I just thank you for everything. Like I'm not like there's no grudges. Like we all move on.
Great answer. Another great answer, and taking the high road by Brunson. Definitely taking the high road there. As he mentioned, look, both sides, they were trying to get a deal, 4 years, 55. And Dallas did not want to get there, or did not get there. And so, look, the New York opportunity was there. Clearly, Leon and these guys were waiting for this, and they made it happen. Dallas didn't know what they had. I don't think anybody saw that his star was going to take off as it did, and now it's looking like he's underpaid by the Knicks. So nobody saw it, man. But you just never know how things work out. Here it is. He gets to the Knicks, and he becomes a superstar. Dallas, last year, they start reeling. They tank last year, these bums, purposely, knowingly. Everybody knew it. I even had Derek Harper on the NBA report just last week. He's like, yeah, they threw games. Harper, he doesn't mince words. They threw games and ended up getting the Derek Lively pick, and here they are in the NBA Finals. About to get swept, but hey, they made it to the NBA Finals. So you just never know how these things work out. Works out well for us. And that's just part of the luck in sports. Like, the Knicks got lucky. Let's be real. The Knicks got lucky. But it's part of sports. Luck has to be on your side for these things to happen. And we got our guy. We got our point guard. We got our star. We got our superstar. And there it is. Shout out to Mr. William 1072. $5 Super Chat says, interviews like this, which mirror his play on the court, he will end his career top 5 Knick of all time. For sure. For sure. I thought this was, he positioned himself well. Anthony Parasol says, JB is media savvy. Yeah, I thought he did very well on this one. And it was very authentic. He did a great job in answering the questions there. So, as he says, no hard feelings on that one. All right. Salute to everybody in the grind. CB the franchise here. Salute to our sponsors at Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping, guys. It is Father's Day coming up on Sunday. Happy Father's Day in advance to all the dads out there. You are appreciated. You know, they don't appreciate us that much. They don't give us that much credit. But our guys at Manscaped have you guys covered, man. For you, for dad, grandpa. Hey, if grandpa's still trying to get it popping, hey, go to manscaped.com and tap in with the #1 men's grooming tool above and below the waist. They have a number of products for you guys to enjoy, whether it's the ball bag trimmer, the lawnmower 5.0, the signature, or you got the beard hedger kit, the handyman close-knit shaver if you want to keep it close to the neck, pause. And they have a number of solutions here. Shampoo, body wash, conditioner, ball deodorant, ball toner. They got everything, man, at Manscaped. So, as usual, they're always taking care of us. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. You can't lose. Support our sponsors at Manscaped. And most importantly, no testimonials. No testimonials. Just go out and get it. We don't need the testimonials. Just go out and get the product, man. Go ahead. I see Mr. Duns throws his custom Manscaped emoji in the chat, man. Yeah, for my franchise channel members, go ahead and throw your custom emojis in the chat. Let us know that you guys are in here heavy and rocking with us. Okay, so a couple more on this interview. Just 2 more here, and I'll let you get back to your Friday. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, CP the franchise here. Salute to my friends on Twitter and Facebook who are also watching. And let's get it cracking, man. Now, here was JB on Reggie Miller, man. You know, this whole Reggie thing on the Pacers series. And Reggie was talking spicy, man. He was talking super spicy about this whole thing. Now, I'm going to play the Reggie comments first. This was Reggie on the Mark Jackson podcast. I want to play that first and then hear Brunson's reaction to it. So let's hear this fool, and then we'll go from there, man. Because this has been growing legs and has actually been pretty funny. So let's hear Reggie first, and then we'll get to Brunson. Here we go. Oh, what's going on here? Oh man, what's going on? What happened here? Check 1, check 2. No, we're getting. All right, let's refresh this and see what's going on here. Okay, here we go.
And the Knicks, because and this is why I cannot stand the Knicks, because to me they're front runners, right? They think that they're God's gift to basketball. Now that you guys know you're going to win the game, a chance. Okay.
Pardon the ears.
Should have left it at that, and we all could have moved on.
Yeah.
Where gasoline was poured on it is when Josh came over to me.
Yeah, Josh, that was crazy.
Josh Hart, right? And I don't think there was any. I don't know. I don't know what was in his head. I don't think there was anything malicious. I think he was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But for him to again pour gasoline on it, saying, because all you heard on the mic was him saying, "F you." So people thought that he just came over to me and said, "F you."
Yeah.
Which wasn't the case.
Uh-oh. Josh Hart.
Like, why am I being dragged into the series? I'm here to work.
The boogeyman is coming back to town. Bring it. I hope Larry's there, Charles. Bring them all. Patrick, do you think I care about any of them?
I've owned this city. I've owned this building. So why would I be worried about walking on out there?
He was just, well, he shouldn't have came over and said that in the first place. Yeah. But it is what it is. So.
So.
And here we go. This is Reggie playing the victim here. As you see, and I don't know who composed this. It might have been NBA New York or somebody. Shout out to everybody who kind of stitched this whole thing together. Reggie out here playing the victim, and he's clearly exposed by talking about all the boogeyman, I'm this, I'm that. Give me a break. Give me a break, man. And the insult to injury, talking about, I just got thrown into this. First and foremost, it was a complete fail by TNT for even putting Reggie on the announce team for game 2. You're supposed to have an announcing team, the play-by-play guy, and the color commentary, and remain, not with the homerism. Straight down the middle. Even when Breen is calling it. That's why Breen is one of the best in the game. He's a Knicks fan. He is a play-by-play guy for MSG. diehard New Yorker, diehard fan, but you don't hear that on the national TV broadcast. Sometimes it's even hard to listen to Breen when the Knicks are losing, like on that Hard 3, man. I mean, it's like it rips your heart out when Breen has that enthusiasm for the other team, but he's calling it down the middle. TNT decides it's a good idea in a game 2 of a playoff game to throw Reggie the Clown Miller in the Garden on the broadcast, glazing the Pacers, and everything they do is just, oh my God, these guys are so amazing for game 2. So yeah, the Knicks win the game, and shout out to Josh Hart for letting Reggie know what time it was. Shout out to the Garden for letting Reggie know what time it was. No, he wasn't thrown into the mix. He inserted himself, into the mix. Reggie still gets me tight, and it's been years since he's been, quote unquote, owning the Garden. Quote unquote. And what's his lifetime record? Let's pull it up. What's the lifetime record for Reggie Miller at Madison Square Garden? I had it up here on, here we go. The lifetime record of Reggie Miller at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks, 26-41. I own the building. 26-41. A cool 18 points per game. Yeah, he had his moment. He had that moment, and it will live on in infamy. No question about it. But let's knock it off. Got me tight about that. Now, here was Brunson's reaction to it. Let's hear it. The Bleacher Report reaction. Here's Jalen Brunson.
Josh should not have gone over there and said that to him. 100%. Reggie said, "Hey, like, why am I being brought into this? Like, I'm just coming here to do my job." You came in to do your job. Yes, you did. But, Reggie, you started the chirping. Reggie did start the chirping. He said, the boogeyman, he said this. He said, the boogeyman's coming back to New York. He said that.
He did.
He said, why would I be scared to come back in New York? He shouldn't be scared to come back to New York. But he's saying, like, why would I be?
Yeah. I own this place.
I own this place. I'm like, Reg, so, like, while you were coming there to do your job and didn't want to be brought into it, you said some things that brought it into it. People probably wouldn't have said anything if you just came there and like just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple and plain. No, but they still would have. That's where JB's wrong, and he's got to know his history. The Knicks winning that game, I think you still would have gotten the FU Reggie chance. That's just playoff MSG magic. I mean, Trae Young got it. Reggie Miller would have got it all the same. We don't forget. We don't forget, because he's annoying as hell. And as Muhammad in the chat said, Jamal Crawford would have been a way better pick. Dr. DeRoy Bramwell, TNT knew exactly what they were doing, and they got what they wanted. Point blank, period. So yeah, no, he doing his job or not, he still would have felt the wrath in New York. Because that's just how we do. Greatest fan base in sports. Make no mistake. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, CP the Franchise here. Reacting to the Taylor Rooks, Jalen Brunson interview, man. And then one more here that I liked. It was a good question by her and a good question by JB. She was asking him which players in the NBA currently bring the best out of him. And he refrained from giving any direct answers, but he ultimately got honest. And here was his reaction, man. Here was his reaction.
Jrue Holiday. I mean, a lot of players can say that too.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of players can say that too. So, I mean, I have the utmost respect for him. There's times where I've gotten the best of him. He's gotten the best of me, for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And so I assume you are on this side of how has Jrue Holiday not won Defensive Player of the Year? Yeah.
How has he not won multiple? He shouldn't have just one.
He says Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday brings the best out of him, and I can see that because Jrue Holiday is a dog. And how many times have we seen Jrue Holiday come up in the clutch here for the Celtics in this playoffs? If you guys can stand to watch. I mean, I've been watching every game. And Jrue Holiday has just been, to me, he has been the guy. Yes, the Celtics have been on a historic pace here from the regular season on through. I mean, they won 10 straight playoff games. It's a deep team, 1 through 5. No weaknesses. I don't see it. But Drew Holiday, man, to me, he's been the one that has brought this whole thing together for them to be on the verge of winning the championship. A clear upgrade over Marcus Smart. I mean, I had somebody going back and forth with me yesterday talking about it was a lateral move over Marcus Smart. I said, my man, you're on drugs. It's different. He's been the adult in the room. And so here's Brunson giving him his credit that Drew Holiday raises his game. I can see that. Great player, man. Great player. I mean, Drew Holiday's still on top of his game. I mean, he played with AI for a year. He's been in the league for that long. Don't forget that. But I can see that, man. And, you know, he just got his extension with the Celtics, and he's going to make this core formidable for just a couple more years at least. I don't know if Derek White is going to be sticking around with this team, but Drew Holiday is here. And the Holiday-Brunson matchup is going to be one to watch as long as he is here. So if a team run it back, hey, this is the bar right now. This is the soon-to-be world champion Celtics. What do we need to do to match that level or exceed it? Some of you think we have it already just with health. You know, that was the predominant response when I polled that question yesterday morning on Twitter. I said, what do we need to run it back? What do we need to beat the Celtics? They said, hey, just run it back with health. That's what a lot of you said. Okay, well, we'll see what happens next season. My 2 cents in the chat, Drew Holiday doesn't get enough offensive credit either because his defense is so good. Absolutely. Had 26 in game 1. Had a key pass, that pass to Derek White in game 3 of the series. He's been great, man. Diamond Gad Soul Sonic in the chat says, Bucks messed up. That was another thing that I countered on Twitter. I didn't necessarily see it like that. It's different. It's different. You know, Drew Holiday on the Celtics being sometimes the number 3, the number 4, the number 5 option is a little bit different than Drew Holiday in the Bucks, who has to be like the number 2 guy. Because you have Giannis with injury trouble. You have Middleton with injury trouble. I think Middleton is coming down, even though he had a fairly decent playoff. Like Drew Holiday, his role was different with Milwaukee. And I think Milwaukee, I thought their big 3 was running its course. And they needed to sizzle things up, especially offensively, which is why I understood the Dame trade. But it just cost them their dynamo, their glue guy, their defensive stalwart. And that was big. Their defense was atrocious this year. Doesn't mean it can't work out. And that's the thing. It doesn't mean we can't work out. Like we try to microwave success so much for teams that, look at Dallas. You know, no one saw this Dallas team making the finals this year. Despite the fact that they're looking pretty pedestrian out here against the Celtics, they had a great Western Conference run. Let's not forget that. And anything can happen with the Bucks. Maybe they got another piece that can help them defensively. Maybe Giannis and Dame come together and Giannis gets healthy and they cook. You just never know. But I understood the risk that the Milwaukee Bucks took to go get Dame and trade Drew Holiday. You got to remember, they went all in to get Drew Holiday. 3 draft picks, a number of players, like they went all in to get Drew Holiday. And so once you make that move, once you put your chips in the middle of the table to build a championship team around, to build a championship team, and then you ultimately get there, you got the ring, they accomplished that. It's hard to stay on top. It's very difficult. I look at the Bucks in the same situation as the Lakers. Coaching carousel and trying to figure out how to keep that contender window open. And it's a very difficult thing to do, especially now when these new CBA rules are going to really handicap teams, where if you're not sure that you got a contender on your books, it's going to hurt you in the long run. So I understood why, because I didn't think the Bucks were going to make it back with Drew Holiday being the number 2 option on their team. He's in the perfect role right now for the Boston Celtics in terms of where he's at in his career. Perfect role. Perfect role. So, you know, that's just my 2 cents there, man. If you guys want to call in, 657-383-1509, or you can hit me up in the KFTV Discord. I'll hang around for a little bit. And then I'll let you guys get back to your day. But those are some of my key takeaways from the Jalen Brunson, Taylor Rooks interview. You can go check all that out on Bleacher Report and get to it. Great interview, though. I thought overall it was a good interview, man. What else we got in Knicks land? Welcome back, Mo Cheeks. Welcome back, Mo Cheeks, man. Mo Cheeks being brought in on the Tom Thibodeau staff. So Mo Cheeks is back, man. Former Knick. Once a Knick, always a Knick. We got Mo Cheeks back. All right, now some of you guys think, oh, man, Johnny Bryant's out of here. I don't necessarily think that. According to Fred Katz, and what's been known is that Mo Cheeks and Thibs are friends. So sometimes you do your guy a solid. A lot of these guys rotate assistant coaches. I mean, Mo Cheeks has been an assistant coach at damn near every team in the league. So you bring him in. What else we got here? Draft talk. We had a draft talk this week. Great job by Corey Tolliver of No Ceilings podcast. We're going to do more draft coverage next week, so make sure you guys look out for that. But if you did miss it, go ahead and tap into that episode or draft coverage. Great job there. Here's iHeart on the Jimmy Kimmel show. Let's hear what iHeart had to say. Here's iHeart.
Grew up in Germany, but when it comes to eating food...
Here we go.
Hello, I'm NBA center Isaiah Hartenstein. I grew up in Germany, but when it comes to eating food, it's all Greek to me. At Papa Christos. Enjoy authentic old world cuisines at Los Angeles' favorite Greek market and restaurant. Here's the owner, Papa Christo himself.
You are very big.
I'm big because I eat your food. Like moose cake.
Moussaka.
All right, so that was just a little snippet from the iHeart segment on Jimmy Kimmel Live. So iHeart getting his marketing game up. Shout out to him. Just had a baby too, man. Shout out to iHeart and his lovely wife. Congratulations to them. So his iHeart, man, he's getting ready to step into the bag. And speaking of bag, what the hell is Tyrese Halliburton wearing here in this one? This was an interesting Twitter exchange between iHeart and Josh Hart. Halliburton's caption, end of chapter 4, I guess year 4 in the league. Josh Hart claps back, started and ended with the trash fits. Because, Halliburton's a very fashionable guy, or at least he thinks he is. I don't know what the hell he's wearing in half of these things. And then Halliburton claps back, and Josh Hart, you became an analyst after playing us. And then Josh Hart with the nail in the coffin says, and somehow we both won the same amount of games. What a clapback by Josh Hart from downtown. Oh, man. Yeah, I was hating heavy when the Pacers, I was loving when the Pacers got swept by the Celtics. Like, get out of here. Oh, Anthony Parasol, I see your comment under this. The Sweet Chin Music super kick. I like that. Cooked him. Absolutely cooked him. What a clapback by Josh Hart, man. That is Hall of Fame worthy. I love it, man. I love his level of petty, man. He gets into it. So that was hilarious, man. So just a little off-season content. You got draft coming up in 2 weeks. As I said, free agency is going to be around the corner. So, hey, Leon, you on deck, man. What is it going to be? Shout out to everybody in the chat, everybody on Facebook. Hector Storm Aponte, I see you. Ty Clemens checking in from work. Mark Stevens, what up? Danny George checking in from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He's flexing that island life. I gotta get to the beach and touch the soil as well, man. I got some beach plans coming up as well. Also, Summer League, man. We're getting the Summer League plans together. I will be out there. If you guys are planning to come out to Summer League, we're going to get the Vegas meetup going. So if you guys want to meet me out there, my guys on the West Coast, definitely come through. I think CK2K is making a plan to come out there as well. So it would be great to see everybody, man, as much Knicks fans as we can. And like I said, if you have not gone to Summer League as yet, try to get at least one in, man. It's a tremendous opportunity. Get to see some basketball on the cheap. I think it's like $35, $40 for the whole day. Could go from gym to gym. Obviously, the highlight this year is going to be Bronny James. Everybody's going to be all lights on Bronny. Number 1 pick, Alex Sarr. Knicks, if they make a pick, it will be somebody that you might want to watch. Last year was pretty dreadful, but admittedly, this year we'll see what happens. And yeah, we'll get the meetup going on and enjoy it. Absolutely. Jakubaitis, what's his name for some league? I don't think Jakubaitis is still iffy. I think what they're saying is Yakubitis is all depends on how they do in the Olympics, because the Olympics is during that time as well. So we'll see what happens there with Rokas Yakubitis. All right, so that's that, man. That's that, guys. I think I covered it all. Salute, man. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Remember, like, share, subscribe, man. Number one show for the fans by the fans. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Ty Clement says he's pulling up to Vegas. Absolutely, let's do it. Definitely. Once we get closer to it, we'll have some more plans finalized. And yeah, man, salute to everybody that tapped in. Remember tonight, post-game live for the NBA Finals, man. CP the Franchise, Kmart, Kenyon Martin on the ones and twos, highlights, analysis, and call in and chop it up with Kmart, man. The Celtics fans have been giving them fits because Kmart had the Mavs winning this thing, and I had Celtics in 7, but I think they wrap it up tonight and bring it back to Boston with the championship. Yeah, I'll be hating a little bit, but I think they also deserve it. They've been the best team all year, so go ahead and get championship number 18. And for us Knicks fans, we will continue to dream, man. Remember that the show is available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. Once again, like, share, subscribe. Support our sponsors at Manscaped, manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And we'll see you guys on Monday, man. CP the Franchise. I'm out of here. Peace.